Good morning, Level Up listeners, and welcome back. Yesterday, we laid out a simple 5-step blueprint to start your first personal project. Today, we're going deeper. This isn't just about starting, it's about finishing. We're going to declare Merdeka from the shackles of perfectionism. Let's level up.
Ever have that feeling? You start something great, full of energy, and then poof, just stalls. There's this little voice, maybe, whispering, hold on, not quite right yet, not good enough. Well, that invisible wall, that force, it often goes by one name, perfectionism. Today we're talking about declaring Merdeka, that's Indonesian for freedom. We're talking about freedom from that.
Right. And it's so important to be clear, this isn't about wanting to do good work. Striving for excellence, that's healthy, that's positive.
Okay.
What we're diving into is, unhealthy perfectionism. It's more than just setting super high standards, often ones you can't even reach. The kicker is how you then turn those standards against yourself. It's that relentless self-criticism when you inevitably miss that impossible mark you set.
Yeah.
It's basically a defense mechanism, a shield. And it all comes down to this really deep, debilitating fear of not being perfect. It actually guarantees you get stuck.
A shield. Huh.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But it feels like a cage, too, doesn't it? It keeps us trapped.
Yeah.
So this fear of not being perfect, is it just one big blob of fear, or are there specific flavors of fear people might recognize?
Oh, absolutely. It's layered. You dig down and you find first this intense fear of judgment. Any little mistake means criticism, maybe even rejection.
Right, like everyone's watching.
Exactly. Then there's the fear of shame. This is where a mistake isn't just a mistake anymore. It feels like proof that you as a person are fundamentally flawed. Your worth is tied to being perfect.
Wow, that's heavy.
It is. And then, of course, there's just the raw fear of failure. If anything, less than absolutely perfect equals total failure. Well, why even start, right? It just stops you showing up at all.
It's a nasty loop.
Right.
Okay, so if fear is the root, how does this actually, look in our actions, or maybe our inactions?
Well, that desire for absolute flawlessness, it often leads straight to, doing nothing. We call it perfection paralysis.
Yeah.
The fear of not getting it perfect is so huge, you literally can't move forward. And it shows up in a few classic ways. First, chronic procrastination.
The old waiting for the perfect moment.
Exactly. Or the perfect idea. You're always putting it off, pretending you're waiting for ideal conditions.
Yeah.
Then there's the endless research trap.
Oh, I know this one. Down the rabbit hole.
Totally. You get lost in details, telling yourself you just need to learn one more thing before you're ready, but it just leads to overwhelm and still no action.
And you never feel ready.
Never. And finally, even if you do start, there's the inability to finish, just constantly tweaking, refining, polishing forever. The project never actually gets done.
It's like these aren't just little quirks. They're actual roadblocks disguised as being careful or thorough.
Precisely. They stop you cold.
It really resonates with what Brene Brown said. Perfectionism is a 20-ton shield.
That we lug around thinking it will protect us.
When in fact it's the thing that's really preventing us from being seen. It keeps us hidden.
Exactly. So to break free, to claim that personal Merdeka, you need a new mantra, something liberating. And it's this. Done is better than perfect.
Done is better than perfect.
And look, this isn't an excuse for sloppy work, not at all. It's about shifting your priority. It's progress over perfection, valuing action, valuing learning, valuing movement over some impossible, static ideal.
Okay, so let's make this practical. How do you, listening right now, actually start breaking free? What does done is better than perfect look like day to day? First big idea. Embrace the shitty first draft.
Yeah.
The SFD.
Yes. And Lamont. Brilliant.
It's not just about getting something down. It's about actively shutting down that internal critic, right? Giving yourself permission, radical permission to be messy and imperfect right at the start.
The goal isn't good. The goal is exist.
Exactly. Because as Lamont said, you can always edit a bad page. You can't edit the blank one. That messy start is the only way to get to something polished. Second tool. Think about the 80-20 principle, but for good enough.
The Pareto principle, yeah.
Right. Getting something 80% right often takes just 20% of the total effort. But that last 20%, that push for perfection, that can eat up 80% of your time and energy.
Often for tiny, tiny gains that maybe only you notice.
For sure. So aim for 80% perfect. I saw this great quote on Reddit once. I'd rather do 3 tasks that I'm 80% happy with versus one that I'm 100% done perfectly happy with.
Yeah.
It's about output, impact.
It's smart resource allocation, really.
And finally, number 3. You got to separate your 2 jobs, creator and editor.
Crucial. They need different headspaces.
Totally different. When you're creating, Just go. Generate, don't catch, don't censor, get it all out there, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Let it flow.
Then, and this is key, schedule, separate time to put on your editor hat, maybe the next day. That's when you refine, polish, cut, fix. But you can't do both at once without paralyzing yourself.
Create freely, then edit thoughtfully. Different modes. And you bringing it back to the bigger idea, this fight for your personal merdeka, your freedom, it really is a fight for the freedom to be imperfect.
Yeah.
It's about self-compassion, choosing growth, choosing learning, choosing movement over just being stuck. It reminds me of the Indonesian entrepreneur Saputra, who said something like, a dream will not become an innovation if there is no realization.
Realization.
Action. Exactly. And realization demands action. It demands letting go of those impossible standards and just starting the journey, imperfections and all.
No, the big takeaway for you listening, that final thought to chew on. The real enemy isn't your slightly messy first attempt. It's not the flawed draft.
No.
The real enemy is the blank page, the project that never was. Done is better than perfect. That's your key. It's the key to filling that page, to letting your ideas actually exist in the world, even if they aren't flawless. Give yourself that freedom, the freedom to create.
Thank you for joining us on Level Up. Tomorrow, we'll talk about how to stay consistent and avoid burnout after you've launched that first project. Until then, embrace imperfection and keep leveling up.